Hello everyone, we have something special for you today. This is a special event here by the Dixieland EU Army. It is a North and South siege, something you don't see very often. And you can see here, as the Old Glory is on the edge of this fort, and you can see these guys fighting for their survival, and Colonel Martin unfortunately not surviving. But you've obviously seen these kinds of forts. Very similar in design to the kind of forts you'll see in Napoleonic Wars. So obviously a lot more accuracy for the rifles. The cannons are a lot more accurate and more powerful. More destructive ability. And you can see here, 1st CA and the 2nd Virginia. Now over here we've got more from the 2nd Virginia as well. Recruit Jackson. And guys shooting down from the old brigade, Captain Yucky. So these guys are shooting down, and there's a bit of a dozy-do going on around the flag here. So the flag is being defended. And Brigadier General Musil from the Michigan. No, it's not Michigan, it's something else. I can't remember. The MIVs. I thought it was the Michigan Volunteer Service, but I'm pretty sure it's something else. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Anyway, the 2nd Virginia, the Quartermaster Sergeant, and Volunteer Particular Ropiaraka, oh my goodness, what a name, and Volunteer Mask. So these guys are the ones that are defending this particular site. And look at that fine work into Colonel Wiseman too, from the 95th New York, but in comes Colonel Lokel. We remember him from the 21st Alabama. You can see him, well, not anymore, you can't, as he unfortunately catches a bullet. This is a problem that you're going to have with this kind of siege, is a push into this point and literally channels everybody through a single point. So they hopefully want to try and reduce maybe one of these walls to rubble as well. So they'll be going up against the likes of the cannon skills of Chadtopia there. And over here on the right hand side, Corporal Swirly for the 2nd. Holy crap. No, that's not actually a regiment, the Holy Craps, but from the 2nd Virginia, Corporal Swirly with the cannons. And you can see them firing at these guys, and they're making a run across the river. And this is a real dangerous fording that they're trying to do. And there we go, down goes Charles Furtive as well. And look at these guys running through the artillery that's landing all around them. There's a Razor 010. And Happy Hippie, Recruit Happy Hippie. He looks okay, so he's not so happy anymore. As a cannonball was just intercepted him. But over here you can see Private Welshie from the 116th Pennsylvania. And it looks like he has now getting the cannonballs all set up. And shall now... Ouch. See, this is the problem that these guys are going to have, as more of the 95th and the UB, the 95th New York, go down. King of the North trying to make his way across the river. Colonel Wiseman taken down by a cannonball. And multiple people dying as they try and make their way across the river. This is a dangerous, dangerous crossing for these boys. And it's just a nasty, nasty situation. Unfortunately, they only have 1 cannon against 2 or 3 or maybe 4 on that fort. They really should have, in an ideal situation, more cannons. But you can see here they're moving a horse back here. Is a Welsh rebel there from the 116 Pennsylvania. So he's going to be trying to sort of move a horse back. Maybe see if they can move that cannon over to a different location. Because it is
that all you got?
Kind of looking down the throat of many cannons. Now, further on behind them, as the guys continue to move on, they do have some additional cannons. Now, there is Farmer Atomic Chicken from the 116th, and they've got some rockets that aren't really being used in any kind of serious way. Bit of medicing and punching ups going on there, and we'll just have to wait and see, as this place is very well blockaded. Colonel Rabbit, Bob Rabbit of the 116th Pennsylvania, working together with Corporal Parts, also from the 116th. So fine artillery coming in from these guys. As there we go, Bob Rabbit with a fine kill onto 2 members of the 2nd Virginia, and unfortunately killing Sergeant Etradi at the same time. But these are the costs of the battle, and this is exactly what these guys in the Union Army were after. They wanted to get this 2nd rebel made. This location, as you can see, he doesn't look so happy. and now they can actually start pushing in from multiple directions, and this is going to be a problem because then they're going to try and knock out these cannons as best they can, and the cannoneers. Those cannoneers and soldiers are going to retreat towards the inner courtyard. Now the trouble is with that, it means the inner courtyard can be shot down on by the attacking forces, so really they're going to want to try and sort of hold these points here. You're going to have the likes of Major General William from the Confederate Division trying to shoot back and at least try and defend their fort and the flag. Look at that, they've stolen two old glories there. And you've also got another entrance over here, well defended, you were about to say, but no, it's only defended by 2 doors. But the problem is, look at all the effects of the cannon coming in from there. Now, we're not seeing a huge amount of cannon over here. We've got a few trenches to support the lads. But, yeah, no artillery that I can see over this location. So, that is a surprise. I'm surprised they didn't bring them round there. But never mind. We'll follow in as the 95th New York Mercenary Andelin. You can see them pushing in even further. Down goes Major Av from the 95th. And here on the pistol, with the pistol, bringing out the Colt Navy, trying to shoot those guys. Look at this. The rubble has now taken centre of the fort as well. So this place is being slowly and slowly reduced to rubble, making the defences very hard to hold for the defending Confederate States Army. And look at this dodging coming in from Donald Trump. Fantastic dodging of the bullets from Donald. And it looks like he's going to take a final bayonet from Esclavista. And so, looking quite good here. Now, who's in the centre? Veteran Private McCabe. And see, this is what they're going to want to do. They're going to want to fire down onto the flag location. If they can get enough forces, and look, in comes more of the Union forces. The 69th New York making a charge through that archway, as Welsh rebels unfortunately killed a few teammates. And this is what they're going to be looking to do. Look at that, the flag going down so fast. They've rushed that flag. But now you're going to see the Confederate State forces trying to get in there, but no. The Union have captured the fort with a sudden rush in through that doorway. And that was going to be the problem for them. So, the sides will be changed. And we'll move on to the next one. So, the sides have been swapped. The fort has been repaired. Have to say, I'm pretty impressed with these builders. That they can repair a fort to such a lovely state in such a quick time. That's pretty good workmanship, you got to say. You know, I want contractors like that building a house. So these are all the places that people will always stand. The equivalent of arrow slits. Can make it hard for them to be shot at and killed. The cannons, the howitzers and mortars. Mostly mortars. And here, look at this. Fine music from Captain Bowser. From the 21st Alabama. So these guys obviously had their sides switched around. So those who were Union are now Confederate States, and the Confederate States are defending this fort. Let's see. And they're going to do a quick reset, and then we're going to go live. So they just sorted out the final things, and the inevitable team killing begins, as always happens in these events, and in every single line battle you'll see. So, oh, come on, don't stop now that I'm here. Never mind. And a little bit of in the floor inspection here by 2 members. Recruit something. And Light Woman, mercenary of the 95th. And recruit Isaiah. These guys really need to learn to check the play together button. Oh dear. Oh, and there we go. Cannonballs coming in, and Captain Bowser continued to do his duty. And Colonel... Oh! Wow! Sold out a Razor, taken down, literally, in the first minute. Wow, that's pretty insane. So, let's see what they decide to do. Now, it's going to be interesting to see where they're going to focus most of their artillery attention. So, we're just watching to see what's going on. And here is Escalata Vista. And the cannonballs coming in from Bob Rabbit. Bob Rabbit proving to be a very effective artilleryman. But saying that, as Agler returns and takes down members of the MIVs and the New York regiments. So, more murdering occurring as Brigadier General Musil shot in the head by Private Marcus. And a little bit of team killing still occurs. Now, who's the man with the artillery? Look at that, it's Corporal Parts who was running the artillery the previous time. So, let's just wait and see what happens. Now, bear in mind that the fort options apply. You can only have a certain amount of spawns, as Atomic Chicken claims a few victims from the 1st California. And so these guys basically have limited respawns. The attackers do not. So they can keep coming and coming and coming. And it's these guys' job to hold them off for the period of time. As there's Colonel Laquelle, and look at them, they're pushing into this doorway already, as they've noticed it's a weak spot, with another doorway on the other side, and now they're trying to break their way through. It's the 2nd Virginia. Quartermaster Sergeant Maladin through into the inner courtyard. This is a definite weak point as far as these guys are concerned, and they're making a rush for that flag. Oh, this is very sneaky, and the question is whether or not the Virginians and the rest of the Confederate States are they going to make it in time, as the flag's dropping like a stone right now. This could be a sudden push in. As you can see, the melee occurring on the Union forces. The flag has been stopped. A fine response there by the Confederate States of America's army, and the flag returns to its high place on the flagpole. That was close. And indeed, yes, Sergeant Major Av called them sneaky buggers, and that's exactly what's happened. Now, the trouble is, it means that they are going to have to put some kind of defence into this position, because if they don't, it means that they're going to have a sneaky little bunch of Union forces moving up and sneaking in onto the flag yet again. They managed to stop it in time this time. They may not on the second time. So, fine drumming occurring up here. There's Wiseman. Let's see who our drummer is. Ace NL. Look at that, fine bit. Oh, the musicians never get any love. No love at all for musicians. And look, he's being protected. The musician is being protected by mercenary light woman. Honourable behaviour there. As Raoul Duke is killed by Captain Brother from North Carolina. Now, you can see some of the guys traversing the river on the right side here. Donald Trump catching a bullet to the head, and it decides to move elsewhere. So Colonel Warlord and the other members of the 2nd Virginia moving up onto this side, yes, onto this section. Now, whether or not they're going to have to hold in these areas, apparently they may have to, because Colonel Warlord has now been cut down by a bullet from the fort. And look at this. They're waiting. Oh, this is a beautiful ambush from the 21st Alabama, and the ambush has sprung, and these guys have seen it and immediately cheesed in the opposite directions. Look at that. Down come bodies from the top. Down went the drummer. The poor drummer is down, and look at this ambush. Fantastic ambush. And now they're pushing forward to hold that position and kill the Union forces as they move in. Bit of rifle butt action coming in as well. Good stuff going on there. As it looks like the Union numbers have been pared back, and that's exactly what has happened with Patetico, soldier, and down goes the final member. So, a bit of medicing for Patetico, and now Major General William clutching a bullet. Now, this is the problem they're going to have here, is they've got to get the defences back up and running very quickly before their opponents can do the same, and that's exactly what they're doing. So you can see the medics, the sergeants coming in there with their bandages, bandaging up the people as quickly as they possibly can. And let's follow. And there, Recruit Isaiah and ASNL. Oh no, not Recruit Isaiah. Oh, those poor musicians. But look at this. The rubberization of the left-hand corner of the fort has been completed, and the troops are moving up onto the left side. You've got some guys sneaking in there now. Look at this. A sneaky ladder attack by the 16th Alabama. They're going to sneak up this ladder and try and move in behind. But Anthony Grant is waiting for them. But shot at the top of the ladder brutally. And now they're in. The Union forces attacking those artillerymen. And this is going to be an opportunity that they've been looking for. Can they get in there? Donald Trump leading the charge forward. As now you can see here, Sergeant Major Donald Trump now dealing with artillerymen on the Confederate side. And this is exactly the kind of stuff that they were hoping to do. Poor old Donald getting a little bit of a rifle butt to the face. And a fine stab from Don, until finally taken down by Private Welshie from the 116th. And there you go, you can see Farmer Atomic Chicken trying to defend himself, forcing a team kill of Brigadier General Hawk. So, a good moment there for the Union forces, a fine ambush and an attempt to get up there. Major General William catching a cannonball from Bob Rabbit as making their way across the water is the 16th Alabama. And you can see from the 1st California, Corporal Perseus at the rear. These guys moving together. As you can see, the rubberization of the right-hand corner still looking pretty bad. A weak point at the moment. You can see now they have no cannon on the right-hand side of the fort, meaning anyone approaching from that side. Oh, Welshie! Holy crap, what a wonderful shot from Welshie there. Getting multiple kills with one mortar. So that will be Welshie probably round the back here somewhere. Or possibly one of these areas around here. The likes of that. But we have Perseus fighting for his life on the fort walls. You can see Raoul Duke from the 16th, and down goes Etradai. And now you can see them moving along the top of the fort walls, trying to clean up as many of the artillery as they can. There's Colonel Lokel doing his best as the 21st Alabama commander. Oh, he's taken a bayonet thrust there. That's nasty. He's going to cause some bleeding. He's going to need some bandaging very quickly. And here you can see the defences, including a horse overwatching everything. And the 116 Corporal Parts, Sergeant Major Av, and Hawk Puter. Look at them in the centre. They are defending this point. As down goes King of the North. Now, another man at the back. It's Major General William going for that flag. Out comes the sabre and a fine slice into Hawk Puter. Fletcher as well. Neil Fletcher down. Oh, wow. Great play there by Major. Oh, Major General William made it literally so close to the flag and died within arm's reach of his prize. Sadly for him, it was not to be. And more Confederate state forces come in to support and provide reinforcements and protection. As more fire coming in, as poor old Colonel Bob Rabbit has just been murdered by Welshie. But look at this, the ladder's down now. They need to get that ladder out of the way. Down from the side of the building, and in comes a brave flag carrier. Colonel Private Kakper, I promoted him there from the 2nd Virginia. Bringing in his flag, Atomic Chicken, look at that. Planting the flag on the top there. Trying to keep it back to stop somebody from taking it. Plants the flag. Gets out the rifle. Makes his way away, but he's left his colours behind. What's going to happen? That man nearby is bleeding. He goes in for a quick shot. And it's going to be a bayonet fight on the ladder. Now, whether or not Kakper can hold on to his colours remains to be seen. the battle still continues with the rubberization on the right side, the weak point of the fort here for these guys. It's Colonel Martin and Private Aslas brutally cut to pieces by the bayonet. Now, is this the man being followed? Yes, it is. There's Bob Rabbit getting involved. Fine work with the bayonet by Mr. Rabbit. Oh, look at that. A kill by Bob into Owls, I think that was, or Blaz, or Blaze. A Raoul Duke also being killed as well. Ace of Daves, what a fine name. So, Bob, the Colonel of the 116th. Let's see. Am I hearing engineering? That's exactly what I'm hearing. There's been engineering work done here, and it is, of course, our old friend Charles Furtive, the engineer of choice, who is keeping those dirty, horrible Union forces at bay with... Oh no, but Charles is now cut down while he was busy doing his duty, and now they've taken out all those barricades, and this is going to be them pushing onto the central flag point again. At the same time, behind them comes Monkey Boy from the 16th Alabama, and now he's getting into a little bit of a stand-up bayonet fight with those guys around the flag, and it could be that they get overwhelmed with numbers. Yeehaw! We'll have to wait and see what happens as Monkey Boy taking a few stabs at his enemy. There we go, going in for a fine kill. Look at this. Oh, a fine stab on the head there as well. That's going to cause some bleeding. Monkey Boy and Emil behind him taken down, but no, Monkey Boy gets taken apart by Peru. And Colonel Martin also taken down by Recruit Something. And look at this, the Union flag, or the Confederate flag, is dropping like a stone. The reinforcements are coming in. This could be the moment for the Union to capture the fort. And it is. Wow. Pretty damned impressive, I have to say. And look how quickly they've rebuilt this damn fort. I mean, that's just impressive builders, I have to say. So, they are going to do a map change, which is good to hear. And then we should be back with some more siege. We'll be right back. Well, I have to say, when I first saw this map, I thought it was somewhere in England, but apparently not. This is somewhere in America. And this is the fort. Built on a sort of classic star formation, maybe. But it's only the sort of front end of it. So this is a pretty massive fort. And you can see the artillery already landing by the church. Nearby the flag. And obviously the church can be taken as a place of sanctuary and possibly safety. And there is obviously options to go up into the bell tower, ring the bell to raise the alarm. So, let's see what the main gate defense is like. Now, that just happens to be a couple of doors. And that could be a problem. So we'll have to wait and see, as you've got ladders moving up here. You've got another set of ladders over on the left side here. So let's go and see what's going on the other side of the fort and what options they have for defense. We hear music in the background, of course. And I know what you're thinking. Can they get around the back here? No, they can't, because that is the edges of the map. Well, actually, technically speaking, that is the edge of the map. So this fort basically keeps them locked in. And you can see here ladders being moved up onto the top of the fort already. And these guys from the 21st Alabama, look at them checking left, checking right, looking for their quarry. And they're on the walls already. This is massive. This is huge. And these cannons, unfortunately, just not enough people available in order to man all those cannons. And now the forces are flowing into the fort. The question is, can they keep them at bay? And this is what they're going to want to try and do. Because these guys, they still have an inner courtyard that they can defend. Oh heavens, look at this. The door's being defended. And ahoy sailors! Hello boys! A little bit of sailory goodness coming in here. Major Monsieur from the DAA PCA. No relation to the RSPCA. And Colonel Laquelle catching a bullet. Poor Colonel Laquelle. Never mind. So, the rain continues to pour down in torrents. And these guys are now progressing backwards. So these guys... And down goes Monsieur. Monsieur is now no longer on the tiller. But look at the damage being done to the front of this fort. This is going to be the rabble point, I think. But the problem is for them is that how they then get to that rabble point. Because if you look at the depth of the water, you can't walk across it unless you can hold your breath for 20-30 minutes. Which is not really a viability. Or viable prospect, I should say. Anyway, a little bit of drive-by boating occurring here from Private Zek and Lochan. And Recruit Verbluffen taken down by Redcoat. So let's see what's going on over here. As now you can see the defence of the church and the inner sanctum. Oh, look at that! Artillery come flying into the church area. More fire coming in from Recruit Kylo, taking down multiple members of the 21st Alabama. And we look over here to see a strange floating building. And there is somebody in the church playing with his organ. Breck J17. I'm not sure why he's playing the wedding march. Yeah. Would be a bit of a desperate situation to get married, especially if there's only men in the army. Yeah, that could be a problem historically. I mean, you know, based on the history of the tolerance, not great. But anyway, so Second Lieutenant Savage trying to defend himself from a light mercenary. Oh, fine stab! And oh dear, Corporal Parts just took down Breck 17. Or Breck J17 while he was on his organ. There we go, poor old Breck. And you can see somebody took offence to him playing with his organ. And killed him mercilessly. So, not seeing any defences in the central section. Or not that many. You've got Veteran Private Kieran from the 16th. And they are shooting at the forces coming towards them. Charging bravely towards the main door. Colonel Wiseman from the 95th. The Union Brigade. Veteran Private Kex. And they're spreading out. And whoops-a-daisy. A nice kill by Kylo onto multiple. Whoops-a-daisy. Never mind. Well, look at these guys dodging left and right. Going up on the ladder. Going to pick up Old Glory very quickly. And there we go. Ooh, shooting Shadow DK, 2nd Lieutenant from the 53rd North Carolina down very brutally. And now these guys are going to pour into the inner sanctum. So, whoops-a-daisy. Down goes Radoy. Sergeant Major Av is taking some fire. And this could be a problem for him. He's going to be bleeding. And I'm hearing drumming. We move upstairs. Mercenary Light Woman. Working together with Ace and L. Fine music. I love the musicians in this game and in Napoleonic Wars. It's just such a great thing, I think. It's only a problem. It's only a shame that the buffs that they would get from the musician would cause lag and things like that. But you know, it's a sad thing. Oh, heavens above! cannonballs landing left, right and centre. Colonel Laquelle leading the 21st Alabama forward. And you can see Aretz Assou taking a pot shot down towards the church as Major Monsieur gets taken down. Oh, listen to that shrapnel everywhere. Oh no! Aretz Assou taken down. Cannonball from Kylo. More fire coming down as Colonel Laquelle is doing his best to try and survive. Taken down by Shadow DK. And here he is, the murderer of many. More murdering occurring from Shadow DK until finally he's taken down, but forces a team kill onto Soldat Peru. Now, who's this? Raoul Duke. Staying by the side of the wall, looking for an opportunity to take a pot shot at the enemy. He's going to stay here, load, stand up, and take a quick shot. Then hide back down again. So his enemy cannot see him or will not pay attention. Now it's whether or not Colonel Wiseman will see them. He can't see him from there. They're going to watch out. Ouch! Down goes Colonel Wiseman. Floored by Private Floor. And here, Captain Yucky from the Old Brigade. One of the gentlemen who is hosting this siege. Which is great, because we don't see sieges that often in North and South, and so this is a wonderful thing to see. Bit of random as horse assassination going on there, as Quartermaster Sergeant Mallard is looking to get the defences back up again. Look at this. Fine engineering work coming in here from Mallard. And the bell. Tolling its sad lament.
Kill those Yankee scum!
And who's up there? There's Chicken 21. He will cluck you up along with Private Floor. Has good visibility from the bell house. Albeit a little loud. As Rabbit claims more with the canister shot. And look at all these corpses on the wall, but the rubberization of one side of the fort has been completed, and you can see also rubberization of part way down the wall. That will definitely help. Now, look at the state of the front of that wing. Now that's got to be the most ridiculous tent I've ever seen. But it is a defense of a sort, I suppose. Going to make it difficult. They've still got to break their way in. So there's a tent, and then there's sandbags, and then it's the 1st California behind them. And the engineer is Colonel Martin from the 1st California, who's been building all of these defences for his boys. So this is smart play here by the Colonel. And you can see some damage is now taken down the covering of the tent. But still, they might be able to get some cannonballs through that gap. So it could be a dangerous situation for the 1st. Now, Charles Furtive from the 21st carrying the flag. Now this is, oh, lovely shot into the 95th New York. And the problem is they can't really get up to this point, because you can see here that the wooden ramp has been destroyed, but the boys can get up the ladder on the right hand side. Now that means if they can then get down to here, it's going to be a difficult run, because they're going to run down one side, down there, and then possibly sneak up on the Californians, Private Aslas and friends. But they've got this option here, which is a lot closer, and then you can get in and ambush these guys here. That's going to be a dangerous situation for them, and I think they've seen that, and they've moved most of their forces out of that area. We'll have to wait and see how that turns out for them. Corporal Redcoat. Let's see what's going on up here. As here, Happy Hippie is out doing his hippie goodness. Oh, listen to that. Explosion just missing Hippie. Could have been unfortunate for him. As there is Cadet Chicken 21. Corporal Joran. And here is Colonel Ferras from the 69th New York. Moving down with his pistol. Looking to take out the enemy. Oh, took a bit of a shot. He's going to be bleeding. Took another shot. Recruit Jackson bled him out. Recruit Jackson there taking him down with a fine shot. Ouch. Down goes Recruit Jackson. As these guys, the 16th Alabama, are trying to hold this section. But Colonel Bob Rabbit is going to clean out your ear rolls. Oh, look at that. He avoided that bullet. Atomic Chicken, and he's going in for a kill. But finally gets taken down by fools. So Bob Rabbit, a fine attempt, a brave attempt. Sadly was not to be, as Recruit Patrick. And you can see them keeping the flags up here. And Sulp, Patetico, getting into some melee. And there we go, taking down Hippie. Ace of Daves, Ericsson and Andlin also dying in the background. And another tent's being made. Oh no, Colonel Martin's demolishing said tent. As Patico gets taken down. Or Patetico, sorry. Now, let's see what defences they have in the church. This isn't so much a church anymore, it's more of a Swiss cheese. It's a little bit breezy in this church. Candles would keep blowing out. And all sorts of problems. You couldn't just sit here and play with your organ in peace and quiet. There'd be too many people looking through the holes at you, which would make things slightly uncomfortable. So, over here, private floor from the 2nd Virginia, moving out. Now, is he going to be going with his friends to try and intercept the attack of the Union forces? I hear a priest. There's our boy. I think. And there we go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, has been it. And they're going to swap the sides round, and I think it's going to be another session with the sides swapped, and then they get to battle on this map again. We'll be right back. Well, we're back after the side swaps, and now we can see the guys making their way over in the boats. Here we go, the lights of the 1st California. You've got to be careful with the boats on this game. As you fall out of the boats, you will sink to the bottom of the sea. Well, the river. And as you can see, it's quite a way down. So, the rain still continues, even though it's a sunset. Don't even know how that works. But it still looks very pretty. Oh dear, did he just jump? Oh no. Just jumped out of the boat and died. I think he may have been team killed by the boat. That's desperately unfortunate. So, more defensive positions. Oh dear. Let's look at this, the Union. Oh, Shadow DK again are in there already. And look at this. Fence defences. Quite literally, well not fence, but tent defences. Quite literally in there already. Now, can we get in there and find out what's going on in said tent? Difficult to see. But they're literally just using it as a block. Trying to make things as difficult as possible. But for the CSA, it's going to be an issue if the Union get onto this wall very quickly. As boats are landing. Ladders should really be dropped back down to the floor, but they've kind of got their hands full with the likes of Lachlan here, volunteer for the PCA. Oh, whoops-a-daisy. As you can see, Atomic Chicken claiming a few members. And there's Corporal Parts. Now getting his bayonet ready to go. And unfortunately getting murdered very quickly. So now you can see this ladder still up. As Colonel Martin gets taken down by Lanny Burrito. Colonel Laquelle also taken down by a cannonball. And Draconeer unfortunately killing Captain Bowser. But the bullets are still cracking around as the door gets broken down by the 2nd Virginia. Charging through into the main courtyard. There's Private Welshie from the 116th Pennsylvania trying to defend. Look at this, going in as clutch as he can with the bayonet. Stabby goodness everywhere. Fantastic stuff. More fire coming in. Down goes Welshie. But the defences, look at this. The boys here defending. Leslie Andelin. And fine work being done by musician Ace NL. Fine traditions of good. I Hawk Puta. And let's see. Who's this man? It's Monkey Boy. Oh, correction. It's the ex-Monkey Boy. The very late Monkey Boy. So we move over to Verbluffen. Look at this. Raising the morale of the boys. Fantastic to see. Look at this engineering work from Charles Furtive from the 21st. And you can see now even the musicians getting involved with a bit of stabby goodness. And you can see the likes of Shadow DK being shot very brutally from close range. Ace of Dave's over here seems to be slightly AFK, now woken up, now he's been shot. There's Happy Hippie. And they seem to be quite happy. And there is Welsh Rebel with probably the smallest knife ever in the history of the universe. God, I love musicians so much in this game. That's why I always end up playing musicians in fun rounds and stuff like that. It's because it's the only sort of class that doesn't require any skill or any ability to aim or any kind of map knowledge. It's just play music and have fun. I like that. And here come the Union Army, the 2nd Virginia. There is Quartermaster Sergeant Mallard. Unfortunately, Museal taken down, Savage taken down, Colonel Martin also murdered by the King of the North. Whoops-a-daisy, Wellington murdering Corporal Redcoat. And you can see there stabby goodness occurring as they're making their way into the fort. Another nice stab there by Mallard. So we're watching Mallard get overwhelmed by the number of Confederate State Army soldiers, or Confederate States of America Army soldiers. Oh dear. Oh dear, that's a very painful death. Look at that. I'm not sure if he got kicked in the balls. But either way, he doesn't look very happy about it. That's for damn sure. And the bell is being rung. Excuse me while I cough. So, Old Glory continuing to be carried around. Now, what's going on in here? Anything at all? Is there anything going on in the church? The church is literally empty. But it's in a better state now than it was previously, I have to say. And ACNL continuing to do his duty with fine aplomb and bravery. Let's look at this. The Union forces are on the inside. the 53rd North Carolina. And look at this, Captain Bowser, dehorsed almost immediately. And now he's going to be running for his life, supported by his teammates. So they get back up on that fence, but he may not be able to make it back in. That may be the problem. They've boxed themselves in, so he could be in a dangerous situation. But he has another gentleman out there, Welsh Rebel, on the 116th. Out with a pistol, picked up that pistol. Looking to get some nasty little kills with that. You can see them getting them to keep their heads down up here, the 2nd Virginia. They're looking down onto the main square where Welsh and the others. Down goes Welshie. You can see over here, Lanny Burrito reloading. Oh, more team kills. And we're watching here as these guys continue their attacks. Now, you can see rubberization of one side of the fort, but not of the right side. So the left side only, and not one of the walls. That is a surprise, I have to say. So I'm not sure what they're doing, but they're doing it slightly differently. As now you can see more Union forces coming down this horrible, horrible choke point. Absolutely brutal choke point. And then these guys here behind the fences continuing to provide withering fire onto the Union forces like Veteran Private Vic Kieran, who are trying to defend themselves. And you can see now he may be sacrificing his life to get rid of some of that engineering barricades for his colleagues, and that's exactly what happens. But now it means they can jump over that spot. But look at them being so well barricaded by Furtive. Good old Charles Furtive. No! Oh, Hunter has bled poor old Ace NL to death. Oh, poor Ace. And look at this. It's Charles Furtive, engineer extraordinaire. Building up barricades, building up earthenworks. Look at this, barrels all over the place. Literally doing everything he can to provide as much cover for the lads. And there we go, look at this. Building yet more defences. And down he goes, killed by Breck J17. Now the question is, where is Breck? Husky Legend 126, recruit for the CPA. The gunfire still continues. 2 minutes and 55 seconds left on the clock. And a Welsh Rebel. Love it. Has picked up the drums. And is working with those drums. Despite not actually drumming. Still don't know how they do that. I think it's great though. Because it means you can keep it going while they're doing other things. As now you can see a charge in. There we go. Welsh now getting involved with a little bit of stabby goodness. There we go, and gets the kill onto Kylo. I'm hearing a preacher. Oh, look at this, and he's in the church. Corporal Rodoy, fantastic. He's in the church, and he's blessing all those that come to the altar. Oh, look at this, a fight. And there's Petitico, who's now taken, who's been kicked off of the organ. And I love the voice actor on this. He is fantastic. I'm checking through the window to keep an eye on his wayward flock. Making sure that all is well. And now waiting so he can administer sympathy and religious service to those men who require it. And women, technically speaking. Brigadier General Musil taking cover, the 4th Michigan. Ouch! As the happy hippie has just murdered him horribly. As recruit Kylo has just been murdered, court-martialed. And now let's have a look. Let's follow these guys. Brigadier General Musil as they run into the fort. Let's get an idea of what the run-in is for these guys. It's very close. 30 seconds left on the clock. And look at this. They're going to make their way across this open bridge area. Under fire. But the fort seems rather quiet. But they may not make it there in time. 18 seconds remaining. And leading the way is Captain Brother. The ladders are up. The doors are open. And 4 seconds remain. It may be the end. As the last of the Union forces are being cleared out, as the Confederacy have defended their fort successfully. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That has been a North and South siege. My thanks to the old brigade for hosting and for inviting me. Thank you very much to all the regiments who have fought in this battle, to every single player. Thank you. If it were not for you, we would not have these wonderful battles that I will be able to cast. So for that, I will always be grateful. We will see you in the new year. Take care, everyone.